Saints Game Day driven by Placer Motors. This is Daniel Sally here at the PE Center inside the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth, joined by the Hall of Famer, Coach Gary Turcotte. And, Coach, as we look at this game tonight, I don't necessarily want to do a player to watch from each team. I more want to do a matchup to watch. And I look at the matchup in the front court tonight. You have Jovan Slavankton and you have Ifeanyi Okeke. Ifeanyi, who I might add, is playing the best ball of the season, playing better than almost anyone on this Carroll team, too. He had a double-double last time around. I don't think he missed a single shot in that game either against Western last week. But Ifeanyi and Jovan, the way they've been playing lately, going up against a guy in Taylor England from Montana Tech. He's a Helena High grad. And when you mentioned earlier that this Montana Tech team is weight room strong, the first guy that comes to mind is Taylor England. He's a beast down low. He had a National Player of the Week award earlier this year in January. And I mean, between those guys in Jovan and Ifeanyi going up against Taylor England, how they handle that is going to be so important in the outcome of this ball game.
Yeah, it is. And Ifeanyi, you know, he's a guy that is just learning how to play inside and down low. He was a guard in high school, and all of a sudden, he comes to college and he's a 5.
Pardon the distraction. Yeah. That was our close friend Rob Tash saying what's up to us. He's officiating the game tonight, and he's one of the best in the biz. And he's also a local coach here at Helena. I've gotten to know Tash over the last couple of years, so I'm glad he could go ahead and step in and give us a little holler there and get us excited for tonight's game.
But if this is going to be a tough matchup for Ifeanyi when he has to go against a guy this strong. It's always tough when you have to play against a guy that's stronger than you. And so it'll be interesting to see how he does tonight. Yeah,
exciting matchup as you have the 14-7 Montana Tech Ore Diggers versus the 16-6 Carroll College Fighting Saints. 7-3 in conference play for the Saints. 6-4 for Montana Tech. It's going to be a good one tonight. Of course, the last time we saw these two teams, it went to overtime, but tonight it's a clean slate. It's been over a month since these two teams last met, and we'll have tip-off here for you next on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Back from the break, it's Daniel Sally and the Hall of Famer Gary Turcotte here, coming to you live from the PE Center inside the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth. And we'll go ahead and meet tonight's starting lineups as tip-off is just moments away. For Montana Tech, starting at guard, a 6'3" junior out of Tacoma, Washington by way of Western Texas College, Sindhu Diallo. For Montana Tech as well, Dylan Panabaker, a 6'4", 185-pound guard out of Choteau, Montana. Joining them is Taylor England, the 6'7" forward from Helena, Montana, out of Helena High. With them is a guard, 6'2", from Bozeman, Montana, Drew Hughes. And rounding it out, Darius Collins, a 6'4" junior out of Missoula, Montana, courtesy of Hellgate High School. And now we'll go ahead and meet tonight's starters for the Fighting Saints. Little pause in the music here, but we're all good. Looking at the Saints starting five. Dane Warp, a 6'5" senior guard out of Havre, Montana, averaging 20 a game this season, leading the Saints. He's joined by Dennis Flowers III, a 6'2" freshman out of Woodland Hills, California. Also in the backcourt, a 6'1" sophomore out of Spokane, Washington, Shamrock Campbell. And looking in the front court, Jovan Slovankin, a 6'5" sophomore forward from Belgrade, Serbia. He's joined by Ifani Okeke, a 6'7" freshman out of Rancho Cucamonga. And we got ourselves a heck of a crowd tonight. We got ourselves a heck of a matchup, Coach Turcotte. And, you know, I'm having a tough time finding the words because these two teams are very fairly, evenly matched. It's just exciting to think about the rivalry game we get to see right here in front of our face.
Daniel, I think you said it. They are even. There's not much to choose here. Carroll maybe just a tad quicker, more athletic, not much. And Montana Tech, a little more physical, not much. Good scores on both teams, both good defensive teams. And they're going to go after each other.
Both teams taking the floor now as it'll be Taylor England and Ifani Okeke getting ready to do the jump ball. Of course, Taylor England, the Helena High native. Tech in their black road uniforms, copper numbers, white trim. Carroll in their home white uniforms, purple numbers, gold trim. Okeke wins the tip. It's out to Campbell. Campbell will set up the offense for the Saints, going right to left across your radio dial. He gets it off to Slovankinen. Jovan Slovankinen with it. He looks for Warp, instead passes it out to Campbell. Campbell on the far wing. He goes back to Slovankinen. Slovankinen looking to post up. He's on Panabaker. Backdoor, Okeke wide open underneath the basket. Off the glass, and the Saints are on the board first 2-0.
Well, Jovan got double teamed that time. He just absolutely found the open man.
19 and a half minutes left in the first half. Taylor England gets it blocked by Warp. The Saints get it back, and Slovankinen saves it, and it ends up getting thrown out of bounds. It was actually Campbell who got up and saved that. But Dane Warp coming in on the help defense on Taylor England and swatting it out of there. 19 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first half. Inbounding will be Diallo for Montana Tech. Diallo, a great transfer guard for this team. He goes off. It's Panabaker. Panabaker drives and knocks down a nice layup, the product of Choteau High School. And Panabaker, Sayer Patton, Derek DeRocher. Choteau's produced some good basketball talent these last few years as Campbell gets it across midcourt to run the point. Jovan Slovankinen with it now. He looks to go in, kicks it out to Campbell, now to Flowers. Dennis Flowers III having an outstanding freshman campaign as he works towards the near wing. He passes it up to Warp. Warp again in those Kobe fours. He drives, puts up the runner, knocks it down.
Oh, I mean, he just has such soft touch. That didn't look like it had a chance of going in.
When they say Havre has it, the it they're talking about is Dane Warp, but he's in Helena now, and he's balling out in his senior season for the Saints as they lead 4-2. 18 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first half. Sindhu Diallo pull up, and he knocks down the quick jumper off the elbow, and he ties it back up at 4-4. 18 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first half. Shamrock Campbell once again handling the point guard duties for the Carroll Saints. Campbell goes to Slovankinen on the wing. Slovankinen with it. He looks to drive, posts up on Panabaker. He puts it up with his left, no good. If we know anything about Jovan, that shot will start falling soon enough. Still 4-4 now. Diallo down to the other end of the court. He's posting up, kicks it out. Taylor England with it. England looking over to Collins. Collins now. Hughes with it. Three-pointer from Hughes, and he knocks it down. Big three there for Drew Hughes, the redshirt sophomore out of Bozeman High. 7-4, he gives the Tech their first lead of the ball game. Campbell up the court, he gives it to Okeke, almost goes over and back, and then he does. And Coach Paulson's jacket is already off, and Coach Paulson rocking a nice beard tonight. He's a little chin strap look. You love to see it, but a turnover by his team.
What we're seeing now is
happy.
the pressure that Montana Tech put. They contest every pass, Daniel. They don't let you throw the ball from the wing to the point or from the point to the wing, and it forces you to turn the ball over. It forces you to bounce it to the rim because it's hard to pass the ball.
Tech down to the other end, looking for the entry pass to England. It's tipped by Okeke like he's Richard Sherman. Ends up in the hands of Campbell. Up the court quickly. Slavankinen gets it, and he hits the layup. It's good for 2 for Carroll, and they get back within 1, 7-6, as Tech leads with 16 minutes, 50 seconds left in the half. Drive by Panabaker. It's no good. Rebounded by the Saints. They're up the court quickly. Campbell on the wing. He goes across to Warp. Warp drives, puts it up off the glass, and it's good. Dane Warp cooking early as usual. 8-7, the Saints lead once again.
And Carroll's transition game now is looking to be in full gear. Very effective.
Montana Tech gets it down to the other end of the court. Posting up is Taylor England. He goes with it, drives, and it's knocked loose. It's stolen by Slavankinen and then stolen back by Tech. Now Diallo has it. The ball's flying all over the court. It ends up in the hands of Darius Collins. His three from the wing is no good. Rebounded by Panabaker. Backdoor back to Collins. He misses the layup. Rebounded by Slavankinen, and a tie-up. We'll have a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Montana Tech, and they'll get it back. And that was a mouthful.
Well, it really was. And you just see the physicality on the boards of Montana Tech there. Those were 50-50 balls that their physical strength, they'll just rip the ball out of your hands.
Inbounding the ball is Hughes out of the timeout. He gets it up to the top of the key. With it is Collins. Collins across to the wing, stolen by Warp. Warp gets his hands on the ball, and he gets it up the court quickly. Warp out to the wing. Okeke thinks about it, drives baseline, but they'll call him for a travel as he drugged that foot a little bit. 15:57 left. Brendan Temple will check in. He'll probably give Okeke a break. Yes, he will. Brendan Temple, a guy who's played a lot of minutes as a starter, but now coming off the bench, and he's a smooth player for a freshman, and he continues to grow each game.
Well, as he gets stronger, he's just going to get better and better because he's got some great instincts of how to play.
8-7, the Saints lead. 15:45 left in the first half. With it is Hughes. Hughes on the wing, drives by Flowers, spin move off the glass. A nice move from Hughes, and he gets the 2. 9-8, Montana Tech
And that's
leads.
against Dennis Flowers, who's a darn good defender. That's 5 points he's got on Dennis.
Taking it up the court is Campbell. He goes to Temple. Temple looks to drive baseline. Instead, he pulls it back, gets it out to Flowers. Flowers with it. He looks to drive out to Temple. Temple for 3. Got it! Brendan Temple from downtown. 11-9, the Saints take that lead right back.
Nice drawn kick by Dennis Flowers. Penetrate in the middle, drew help, found the open player.
Tech up the court quickly, they go. With it is Hughes. Hughes over to the wing. Now with it is the newly checked in Troy Owens Jr., senior out of Sacramento City College. Foul called on Campbell, a little hand check. That's only his first personal foul. And when I asked Coach Paulson after last week's game what the key was to holding James Jones from Western and limiting their offense so well, he said 2 words: Shamrock Campbell.
Yeah.
Campbell's emergence as a defender this year,
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good defender last year too, but he's gotten so much better.
Yeah.
Panabaker drives, picked up by Temple, kicks it out to Diallo. Diallo drives, puts up a runner, and he knocks it down. We got a tie ball game once again, 11-11 with 14:45 left here in the first half. Taking it up the court is Flowers. Flowers up the court. Screen. Temple will be called for a moving screen there as Diallo ran right into his shoulder blade and got knocked to the ground, and Tech will get it back.
Diallo did a nice job of selling that too.
Definitely. You know, there's a difference between flopping and selling.
Yeah.
And if you can sell it well in basketball, I tip my hat to you.
Sure.
'Cause that's part of the game.
You bet.
But if you're just blatantly flopping, that's where it gets out of hand. Good job by Diallo there to get that call, though, as it's an 11-11 tie ball game. 14.5 minutes left here in the first half. Up the court is Tech. With it on the wing is Owens. Inside, they go to England over the top. England double teamed by Temple and Campbell. He misses. It's rebounded by Warp. Warp up the court again. He gets it across, goes to the wing. Warp dribbles up, goes to Temple now. Temple looking to post up. He's guarded by Panabaker. Nice matchup for Temple. So he works it in, kicks it out to Campbell. Campbell drives now. He spins around, puts up a little runner, no good. Temple goes for the rebound, and it's brought down and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Temple. Media timeout called, so we'll go ahead and step aside. But when we come back, we'll have the final 14 minutes of the first half here on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Saints and Diggers are tied. Back from the timeout is Daniel Sally and Gary Turcotte here at the PE Center inside the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth. And a touching moment here at midcourt as Trevor Hoffman, Alex Steele, and I didn't catch the names of the other two, but we call it some Montana Tech football players presenting a check to Colby Killoy and Nate McGree of the Carroll football team worth $700 that they collected last week to raise for Brian Fauntleroy. And it's just moments like these that make us love sports. As we're back from the timeout, Diallo takes it up, gets it off to England. England's lay-in is up and good, and that gives the Diggers a 13-11 lead. And Trevor Hoffman out there presenting the check. You remember Trevor Hoffman. He was the receiver for Tech, number 6, who he gave Carroll all the problems they could have.
He had a
terrific 170
game.
yards. My gosh.
Yeah, he was a real tough matchup.
And he's a really good guy. He's from the Seattle area. I know him very lightly, but a nice bucket by Dane Warp on the other end, and it's tied once again 13-13 with 13 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. But just a very nice moment, and a lot of respects being paid tonight for Brian and for a lot of these Tech players and a lot of these Carroll players. Just shows the bond that football and basketball and all these other sports that bring us together. It's wonderful. Stolen by Dane Warp on the other end. He takes it up to the other end. No shot, a foul called on the floor. Carroll will inbound it from the baseline.
Daniel, when we get a few moments, I'd like to say a few words about that too. We're right in the middle of the action, but I would like to make a couple of comments about that.
Next time they go to the free throw line, we'll go ahead and get on that. And, I mean, Darius Collins checking back in as well as Dennis Flowers. And I keep thinking about that moment at half court there. It's just touching, and I know I don't think Brian's listening to the game tonight, but I know I've been texting with him today, and I told him about the warm-up shirts, and I think he can't believe it. He's speechless. So very happy about that as Warp drives in out of the inbound. He puts it up. No contact. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Montana Tech. Carroll will keep it with 11 seconds left on the shot clock. 13-13, still a tie ball game. Inbounding the ball is Johnny Hillman, who recently checked in. And now Ramirez will check in and give Warp a break. Updated 5 on the floor. It's Hillman, Ramirez, Flowers, Temple, and Slavankinen. 4 freshmen on the court for Coach Paulson, something we don't see too often. Flowers runs the point. Looks for Slavankinen. He gets double teamed at the top of the key by England and Diallo. He gets it out to Ramirez. Shot clock expires, and that'll be a turnover by the Saints. Tech will get it back.
Real smart double team by Tech with the shot clock running down. There wasn't time for Flowers to pivot out of there and find the open man. Good defense.
Taking up the court. With it is the newly checked in Connor Kikebush. He's from Billings Senior High School. 3-pointer on the other end, up and knocked down by Troy Owens Jr., and that gives Tech the lead once again, 16-13 with 12 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first half. Flowers up the court. He goes to Slavankinen on the wing. Now Temple. Temple posting up. Kicks it out. Hillman for three. Yes, Johnny Hillman, nothing but net. He knocks it down and ties this ball game back up 16-16.
Good find by Temple. Inside, outside, just a perfect pass.
Connor Kikebush takes it up the court. Passes it over to Collins. Collins looking to the wing. With it now is Owens. Owens gets it over to Taylor England. Taylor England posting up on Temple. Temple doing a good job staying in front of him. He passed it off. Kikebush from the baseline. He knocks down a quick two and gives Tech the lead once again, 18-16. Dennis Flowers up the court again. He comes off the screen, pulls it back, looks for Slavankinen instead, gets another screen, passes it off to Temple. Temple with it in the corner, manned up on England. He posts up, gets it out to Flowers. Flowers pump fakes, thinks about the three. Ball gets knocked loose, 8 on the shot clock. A jump ball, tie-up will send, or keep the ball, with the Carroll College Fighting Saints. 18-16, they trail. And it's 8 seconds on the shot clock, and now the Saints will look to put up a quick bucket in these final 8 seconds. Inbounding is Hillman. Hillman looking for some motion. Can't get it over the top. He finally does. Long inbound to Ramirez. Ramirez saves it effortlessly from going out of bounds. Flowers with the crossover, almost loses balance. Takes a quick jumper and got it. Dennis Flowers beats the shot clock, ties it up again, 18-18.
That's the kind of stuff Dennis can do. He can get his own shot.
Here's a drive by Diallo to the
he
other
traveled.
end. Pump fakes, gets Okeke up and knocks down the layup. 20-18, this game goes back and forth.
There's some talent on this floor right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Major league talent.
Fine display tonight. Okeke with it in the corner. He gets it up to the top. With it is Hillman, back to Okeke, now to Slavankinen. Slavankinen posting up, works his way to the middle, draws the foul. Jovan Slavankinen. That'll be the second team foul on Montana Tech. First personal called on Taylor England. And now a couple subs coming in, including Cody Baumstark, listed as 6'8". He's taller than 6'8".
He's a big man.
Wow.
He's an inch and a half, 2 inches taller than Okeke.
Okeke listed at 6'7". Inbounding is Flowers. Flowers looks over the top to Slavankinen, gets the pass in. He goes to Okeke, now to Campbell at the top of the key. Shamrock Campbell looking off the screen. He gets it over to Okeke on the wing. Now to Slavankinen. Slavankinen works his way in, posting up on Collins. He looks and loses the ball, and then it's a jump ball.
And the Tech double team has been effective this first quarter, Daniel. They're really double teaming Jovan. When he tries to back down off the dribble, they're coming with a double team. It's been effective.
20-18, Montana Tech leads with 10 minutes, 15 seconds left. Tech will swing it around. With the ball now is Owens. Owens looks to go over the top to Baumstark. It's stolen by Okeke. Okeke takes it up to the other end himself, finds his trailer, Flowers. Flowers passes up the jumper, puts it on the ground, takes it in, kicks it out. Ramirez has it now on the wing. He gets it over to Campbell. Shamrock Campbell running point. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Campbell off the screen from Flowers. He goes. He gives it to Slavankinen, now inside to Okeke. Okeke posting up, and that ball's knocked loose by Kikebush. Okeke gets it back, looks to put it up, hits off his leg, out of bounds, and that's another turnover forced by this stingy defense.
It's good defense. They're doubling, a lot of double team, and it is, and they do it well. This is the best I've seen anybody double team this year in the Frontier.
Timeout called by Coach Paulson. We'll go ahead and, I'm not sure if it's a 30 or full, but we'll go ahead and just keep it here. And Coach Turcotte, you mentioned there was something you wanted to mention.
Some of my contacts at Montana Tech have told me that Kyle Sampson, the new football coach at Montana Tech, is kind of the guy who came up with the idea of honoring Fauntleroy. Now he grew up in Helena, was a great quarterback at Capital.
Yes.
His grandpa was Bob Petrino. His dad is Coach Sampson, who also coached here at Carroll as an assistant coach and at Helena Capital. And it's this classy move by Kyle, and it doesn't surprise me. I've known Kyle since he's a little kid, and it doesn't surprise me that he's involved in this kind of a classy move.
A truly touching act by Montana Tech tonight I know being able to go see Brian this weekend up in Whitefish, I know he's been really appreciative of all the support and help and everything. Everyone who's reached out to him, he really appreciates it. So to any of you listening, if you've been a part of that outreach, I mean, thank you from him, from his family, and from all of his friends. And a quick attempt at a bucket by Gavin Ramirez on the other end, out of the timeout, as his shot is no good. But a foul call on Troy Owens will send Gavin Ramirez to the free throw line.
The only real weakness that I've seen in the Montana Tech defense is transition. When Carroll can get the ball up quickly, they've been able to get very high percentage shots. The set offense, the isolation stuff that Carroll likes to run, Tech is double teaming that. The on-ball screen stuff, they're really trapping that as well. It's been effective, but when Carroll can get their run game going, Montana Tech has had some problems with that, getting back and getting the ball stopped and finding all the open players.
First free throw from Ramirez is up and no good, and another reminder, my sheet still says Capital from football season as Ramirez misses first free throw, but Carroll basketball is brought to you by your Montana Toyota dealers and John Lagerquist Realtor with Century 21 to experience relentless excellence in your real estate transactions. So Ramirez clanks the pair of free throws down to the other end. Diallo rushes a quick jumper. It's off the rim. It's no good. It's rebounded by Warp. Warp up to the other end to Okeke on the wing. Now back to Warp it is. Now over to Campbell. Campbell on the wing. Now up to the top to Ramirez. He goes to Okeke. Okeke takes the three. Off the rim, no good. Tipped back by Slovankinen. No good, but he gets his own rebound again. Puts it back in for two and ties his ball game back up.
Boy, he's 20. A quick jumper. I say it every game, but it needs to be said.
20 to 20, 8.5 minutes left, and a steal by Dane Warp to get the ball back for the Saints. Warp up the court again quickly. He throws a lob. Okeke puts it up off the rim. No good. Tried to get a quick little tip in there, and it didn't work, and now it's still tied. And Coach Hyatt will call a timeout. 30-second timeout call, so we'll just go ahead and keep it right here and try and retrace our steps on this ball game. But it's 20 to 20, and you said something earlier about just a lot of great talent on the court right now, and it's obvious. I mean, these two teams are going at it, and they're going to grow tired in the second half because they're running up and down, and they're playing each other so hard. It's been very impressive.
Well, what I see here is two teams that are really ready to play, ready to play each other. I mean, Montana Tech, they are so frustrated with the way they lost that last game here. Carroll's understanding if they want to stay in the hunt to win the league, they've got to defend their home court. Both of these teams are fired up, they are ready, and they're going at it.
Back from the timeout, both teams will take the floor. 5 on the floor for Coach Paulson. It's Ramirez, Campbell, Warp, Okeke, and Slovankinen. And for Tech, we have Hughes, England, Panabaker, Collins, and Diallo. So the original starting 5 for Tech. Taylor England at the top of the key out of the timeout. Comes off the screen, hands it off to Hughes. Hughes picked up by Campbell on the wing. Goes across to Darius Collins. Collins goes to put it on the ground, drags that foot, and that's a travel. And don't forget, Carroll Basketball is brought to you in part by Ruckers Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Ruckers Furniture. And First Community Bank, working together for you. Carroll's got the ball. And a little confusion there. I'm not sure what, as it was a foul. Carroll gets the ball. But anyway, Shamrock Campbell taking it up the court. So I will never question Rob Tesh as an official. He does a great job. Slovankinen backdoor finds Warp. Warp looks like he's going to go out to the corner. Instead, does a quick turnaround, looks off the defender, misses the floater though, and Tech's got it back. Still 20 to 20. Up the court is Darius Collins. Now to Hughes, over to Diallo in the corner. Diallo looking to the top of the key. He gets off the screen, knocked loose by Okeke, and it's stolen by Okeke. Okeke's got numbers. Slovankinen up the court, puts it off the glass, and he knocks it down. Count the basket. Jovan Slovankinen will go to the line, looking to complete the three-point play.
And Coach Hughes, he thought there was a reach-in foul by Okeke up on top, and he might have a point. That caused the turnover.
Very physical.
He might have had a point.
But Slovankinen nonetheless getting the pass from Okeke.
Nevertheless.
The bucket, yeah. The show goes on.
Yes.
Like I said, I won't question Rob Tesh as Slovankinen's free throw is up and no good. So, like I always say, maybe ball don't lie, I guess.
There you go.
22 to 20, though. It's a Carroll lead. 3 free throws in a row missed by the Saints, the 2 from Ramirez and now the 1 from Jovan. Diallo finds a cutting England. He goes up with it, and a foul called this time on Ramirez. And if that wasn't called, Adam Hyatt was going to be very, very upset.
And it was a late call, but it was the right call.
It was the right call.
Yeah.
Hillman will check in now. Taylor England will step to the line to shoot 2. That's the 3rd team foul on the Saints, just the first on Gavin Ramirez. And Ramirez playing a lot of minutes early in this ballgame. Is they're running a taller lineup than normal with Ramirez, Slovankinen, and Okeke all on the court.
Yeah, and that's to counter the size that they're going against Tech. Now that we've watched, most of the first half or 2/3 of the first half of Montana Tech, I can see how they beat Providence. I can see it.
They can run with them.
And their defense and their physicality.
They jump at every passing.
Yeah, they make everything. They contest everything.
First free throw up and no good from England. He'll step to the line for a second. Christian Jones will check in and give Darius Collins a break. Jones, a redshirt sophomore out of Laurel, Montana. Laurel, not a bad basketball town over there, right by Billings.
Yeah.
Taylor England will step to the line for a second. England's second, is up and good.
Tied up again.
Yeah. Continues to be a close ball game as Campbell will take it up the court. Both teams at war right now. Campbell on the wing. He goes to Okeke. Okeke back to Campbell. Jumper from the baseline. No good. Rebound, Panabaker. Tech basketball again. 22-21. Carroll leads. Up the court again is, it's stolen by Slovankinen. Slovankinen's got the numbers. He drives, puts it up off the glass. Count the basket. It's a block. And,
I think he's going to call a block and no shot.
On the floor? Really? Okay, well, don't count the basket. And Jovan will go to the line for 2 shots. When we come back from this media timeout, it's 22-21. Carroll leads. We're back in 60 here on Rewind 94.9. Back from the break, it's Daniel Sally and Coach Gary Turcotte here at the PE Center inside the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth. I mentioned Jovan would go to the line, but I forgot to mention the foul. Well, I did mention, but I didn't think to myself that the foul wasn't on the shot.
Right.
So now it's Carroll inbounding from the baseline out of the timeout. Campbell takes a quick pull-up jumper, and he knocks it down. Shamrock Campbell for 2, increases the Saints' lead to 3, 24-21. Up the court is Tech. Christian Jones over to Diallo. Diallo calls for the play. Christian Jones on the wing. He goes back to the top. Panabaker over to Diallo for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded Slovankinen. Slovankinen off to the races. Now he'll slow down, give it to Warp. Warp takes it up the wing. He drives, puts it up, under, off the glass, no good. Warp is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Warp looking to shoot.
Montana Tech, Derek England, Taylor England is being fronted. Carroll is doing a real good job of fronting him. He can't get catches down at the low post. They've tried to lob it to him and turned it over, and that's a big part of their offense. So Montana Tech kind of settling now for jump shots instead of running their offense through Taylor England, who is a force.
Warp misses his first free throw, and the Saints struggling at the charity stripe here in the first half. Looks like If I can pull it up, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm going to in a matter of seconds. Sayer Patton checks in. He'll give Warp a break. Get the stats pulled up. Collins inbounds it. Saints going into a full court man look as Hillman picks up Hughes. He gives it off to Diallo. Now Diallo will be guarded by Hillman as he takes it up the court. Sindhu Diallo drives, kicks it out. Collins with it now. Collins to Hughes. Hughes guarded by Campbell at the top of the key. Now to the wing. Collins with it. Pass it off. Diallo drives, puts it up, draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. That will be called on Johnny Hillman. Johnny Hillman's first foul on the contest. 4-point lead for the Saints as Diallo looks to make it 2 with these 2 free throw attempts. First free throw's up from Diallo, and it's good. He'll have one more, and another reminder, Carroll Basketball is brought to you in part by Placer Motors, your Helena Subaru dealers. Placer Motors, family owned for over 75 years. In Capital Collision Center, Montana State law says it's your vehicle and your choice where to have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Second free throw, good. Saints 25, Montana Tech 23. 5 minutes, 39 seconds left in the first half. Shamrock Campbell, the man from Spokane, running the point. He takes a pull-up jumper, and he gets blocked and tipped by Hughes. Shot falls short. Rebounded by Tech. They get it up the court quickly. Collins to Jones on the wing. Jones gets it over to Diallo. Diallo to Hughes. Hughes loses his balance, gets it back. Shot clock down to 15 seconds. Diallo calls the play from Coach Hyatt. He works his way to the middle, drives, kicks it out. 3-pointer from the corner from Jones, and he knocks it down and gives Tech their first lead in about 3 minutes, 26-25. First lead since they were up 20-18. It's Campbell up the court now again for the Saints. Campbell goes to Patton. Patton, Hillman, Campbell, Okeke, and Slovankin, and 5 on the floor for Coach Paulson. With it is Campbell. Campbell works it to the top to Patton. Patton drives, gets it to Okeke, back to Patton. He goes baseline, looks for Slovankin. It's stolen by Diallo. Diallo up the court, and he puts it up. No good, but Diallo draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. 26-25, Montana Tech has the lead. And looking at the free throw stats for Carroll, 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Very uncharacteristic of this Carroll team.
Yeah,
Diallo step into the line. Takes a second to get his breath. He took a decently hard fall into that into that pad. You know, that can't feel good. Well, the pad looks soft to the naked eye. Those pads are not very soft. Free throw up from Diallo, and he knocks it down. Dennis Flowers and Dane Warp will check in. They'll give Hillman and Patton a break. Some nice minutes off the bench there from a couple freshmen. 27-25, it's Tech lead, and Carroll Basketball is brought to you in part by Furniture Showroom. Why pay more? Every day is a great day to buy new home furnishings at Furniture Showroom. And Money Train Casino for the best happy hour and huge wins. All aboard the Money Train. Diallo misses his second, so it's an even 2-point lead for Montana Tech. 4.5 minutes left in the first half on the Capital Collision Center scoreboard. It's Dennis Flowers III making his way up the court for the Saints. Flowers over to Slovankin. Slovankin to the corner. Campbell pump fakes. He drives, puts up a runner. Off the rim, no good. Long rebound, tipped into the hands of Flowers. Runner up, no good. Flowers can't get his own rebound. It's brought down this time by Hughes. Drew Hughes up the court, gives it to Diallo. Diallo drives. Good defense by Okeke, but Diallo gets his own rebound. Out to Hughes. Good closeout by Warp. No 3-pointer from Hughes. He gets it over to Collins, back to Hughes. And now a foul is called away from the ball on Shamrock Campbell.
And he was trying to guard their post player, Bumpstock. He got matched up, and he was holding him inside.
And I think that's the first time in Shamrock's life that he's had 2 fouls in the first half.
Yeah.
Inbounding the ball for Tech is Hughes. Hughes goes over the top to Diallo. Diallo picked up by Campbell. Diallo gets to the wing. Jones with it now, picked up by Flowers. Jones goes to the middle, now goes to Diallo. Diallo picked up by Campbell. He works his way to the middle, goes to Collins. Collins has it in no man's land, puts up a turnaround up and under, no good. Rebound, Baumstark. It's stolen by Flowers. Flowers gets it back for the Saints as they still trail by 2 with 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Warp to the other end, gets it to Okeke. Okeke left open for 3. no good. Long rebound, Warp. Warp puts it on the ground, looks to get it to Campbell. It's stolen by Christian Jones. Jones to slow down. He'll give it to Hughes as Ramirez makes his way to the scorer's table. Diallo has it again. 3 minutes, 13 seconds left here in the first half. Tech leads by 2, 27-25. Sindhu Diallo with the ball. He looks to drive, puts up a runner off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Collins though. A lot of second chance opportunities. 4 on the shot clock. Collins goes to Baumstark. Baumstark steps out, puts it up, blocked by Okeke, and that'll be a shot clock violation as Saints force a
good
turnover.
Defense, very good defense by Carroll. Both teams really digging in defensively.
27-25, Montana Tech leads the Saints. 2:52 left in the first half. Inbounding will be Jovan Slavankinen. He'll give it over to Flowers, who will take the ball up the court for the Saints. Dennis Flowers, running point as he does. Gets the screen, high ball screen from Ramirez. Pull-up jumper from the elbow, no good. Rebound, Ramirez. He saves it to Slavankinen off the glass, and it's good. Jovan Slavankinen.
Great hustle by Ramirez there. That's just a hustle bucket, a 50-50 ball that he got.
This team, this Saints team attacks the offensive glass like no team I've ever seen in my life. And I think Coach Paulson preaches it, but when you have guys like Ramirez, Slavankinen, and Okeke, they just bring it. Up the court, it's Montana Tech. Darius Collins drives, kicks, three-pointer from Hughes from the corner, no good, just a little long. Not too often you'll see him miss an open look like that, but Warp gets it up. Now Ramirez from the wing for 3, no good. Long rebound brought down by Tech, it's Darius Collins. 30 seconds left on the shot clock, 2 minutes left on the game clock for Montana Tech as they take it up the court. With it is Hughes. Hughes, it's stolen by Ramirez. Ramirez got numbers in transition. He goes up with it off the glass, and he's got it. Gavin Ramirez for 2, and decided not to go for the monster dunk this time as he missed it last
Now
week.
Ramirez has come in and made an impact. You know, the minute he came in the game, he got that hustle play.
The ball to start from the break. 5 on the floor for Coach Paulson is Flowers, Warp, Slavankinen, Ramirez, and Okeke. Tech gets it in. Taking up the court is Connor Kikebush, redshirt freshman out of Billings Senior High. Darius Collins gets it back to Kikebush. Kikebush guarded by Flowers. Now he gets it over to the wing. Now to England. England in the middle of the floor. He makes his way in. Posts up on Okeke, gets by him, puts it off the glass. Nice move by England, but he misses the shot. Rebounded by Ramirez, up to Warp. Warp looks for the lob to Okeke, he brings it down. Okeke gets the ball stripped, and now Kikebush has it again. Kikebush off to the races to the other end. He finds Diallo, and Diallo will have a charge as Diallo tried to back up against Dane Warp, and Warp was just waiting for him. Gets knocked to the ground, and the Saints get it back with 1 minute left in the first half. Ramirez inbounds it. Taking it up will be Flowers. Flowers up the court. He looks for Warp. Can't find him. Picks up his dribble. Gets it to Slavankinen. Slavankinen with it now guarded by Collins. Slavonkanen puts it on the ground, makes his way inside, posts up to Collins, out to Flowers, 10 on the shot clock. Flowers drives, up and under, he gets it out to Okeke, 5 on the shot clock. Okeke to Warp, Warp's got to shoot, three-pointer up, off the rim, no good. Rebound Ramirez. Ramirez gets it out. Saints get a 20-second shot clock. 35 on the game clock. Okeke drives in with it. Off the glass, no good. Long rebound, not able to be pulled down by Warp. It ends up in the hands of Sindhu Diallo, and he'll take it up. 23 seconds left on the game clock. Tech will likely play for the last shot. It's Diallo. He'll be picked up top by Slavonkanen. Diallo up the court. 10 seconds now on the clock. Looks like Tech will go to some sort of ISO as it's 5 now on the clock. Diallo drives with it, kicks it out. Collins has it now. 2 on the shot clock. Deep 2, no good, and that'll take us into the half. Your score on the Capital Collision Center scoreboard at half, 29-27. The Saints lead Montana Tech on the Capital Collision Center scoreboard. When we come back, we'll have the Carroll Halftime Show brought to you by Kevin Dunn and Terry White, financial advisors at Dunn Financial Solutions, here on your home for the Saints, Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Tier Conference Service Award. And I tell you, Mike Van Diest, you're not going to find a better man. My brother played for him. I was lucky enough to get to know him over the last 4 years when I was in college. and those were his last 4 years at Carroll. But he's had such a strong impact on my family and such a strong impact on so many guys who have played for him. A lot of people who I'm very close with have played for him, and I tell you, Coach Van Diest is he's a class act, and one day I hope to have Mike Van Diest sitting next to me in a booth doing some color commentary for me during a football game.
Wouldn't that be fun?
But I tell you, a man can dream. I don't want him to get too worked up, but just a kudos to Mike Van Diest, like they just mentioned, 12 conference titles, 6 national titles. But what doesn't show up on the stats, he said when he retired, the scoreboard only tells half the story.
Yeah.
But what doesn't show up on his stats and his career numbers, his Hall of Fame resume, is the countless amount of lives that he changed, the guys he gave scholarships to, the guys he coached, the walk-ons who earned their keep on his teams, the national championship teams, the teams that didn't make the playoffs. Regardless, he had such a strong impact on those guys, and congrats to Coach Mike Van Diest on winning that Frontier Conference Award for service.
Yeah, I was the men's basketball coach for many of those years, and got to be. His office was right across from mine, and I got to watch him. I was always amazed by 2 things. The first thing that amazed me is the number of football players he brought to Carroll. I mean, his football team sometimes had 130, 140 football players, and he did that on like, I think he had like 24 scholarships, and he brought that many football players in. So he was bringing guys in, for not very much money, because they wanted to be at Carroll College and they wanted to play football for him. And the second thing that amazed me was his record in the playoffs. I mean, our conference is hard enough to win in, but when he got in the playoffs, I mean, they every year they got into the semifinals, they got into the finals, they won the championship. I mean, it was an unbelievable record when you got to the national level. What he did at the national level, that will never be duplicated ever, I promise you.
Mike Van Diest with a legendary career as the coach for 20 years here on the campus of Carroll College. And speaking of, we got some games here for you at Carroll tonight, and we're in the middle of one right now at the half. A quick rundown of the stats as we look at shooting numbers. 10 of 25, Montana Tech is shooting 40%. Carroll shooting 48%, 13 of 27. From the land of 3, 3 of 8 for Montana Tech, 2 of 6 for Carroll. A lot of attack in the basket tonight. Carroll struggling from the free throw line, 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Montana Tech 4 of 6. And I forgot to mention during this, when I was reading the stats for the free throws, for the 3-pointers, I need to slow down a little bit. For the 3-pointers, those 3-pointers are sponsored by Jolene Lloyd, a Century 21 Realty, and she's one of the greatest athletes to ever play at Carroll College, any sport. She was an elite 3-point shooter, and now she's a real estate agent here at Century 21, and she's donating money for each 3 made by Carroll during their home games, girls and guys. Individual numbers leading all scores is Sindhu Diallo with 9, Jovan Slavankinen right behind him with 8. Looking at Tech, Drew Hughes right behind him with 5. 2 points for Kike Bush, 3 for Owens, 3 for Jones, 2 for Panabaker, and only 3 points for Taylor England. And for the Saints, 7 points for Dane Warp, 2 for Flowers, Okeke, and Ramirez, 8 from Slavankinen, 2 from Campbell, and 3 from Johnny Hillman. But a strong performance overall from the Saints in what's been a physical and defensive ball game tonight between these 2 very, very talented teams.
Well, Carroll's done a great job on Tony England. They are fronting Tony and making it tough for him to get catches. And he is a tremendous low post player. And that has bothered Tech. Tech has turned it over a little bit, trying to get the ball to him. Carroll has been most successful when they've got their transition game going. That's the only weakness I see in Tech's defense. They are a very, very physical, aggressive defensive team. And Carroll likes to run a lot of isolation. They won't let them run it. They double team. Carroll likes to throw the ball into the post and back down their man. Montana Tech won't let them run that because they're double teaming. So Montana Tech has done their homework. They're taking away some of Carroll's best stuff, and Carroll is taking away some of Montana Tech's best stuff, and that's what good coaches do.
We're going to go ahead and take a break here on the Halftime Show, brought to you by Kevin Dunn and Terry White at Dunn Financial Solutions. But when we come back, some more first half analysis and a look ahead at the second half of this ball game here on your home for the Saints, Rewind 94.9 and online at kcap.com. Kenny, only one more break for halftime, right? Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It's the Carroll College Halftime Show, brought to you by Kevin Dunn and Terry White, financial advisors at Dunn Financial Solutions. Daniel Sally alongside the Hall of Famer, Mr. Gary Turcotte, as we're inside the PE Center at the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth, 29-27. The Saints lead on the Capital Collision Center scoreboard, and Coach Turcotte, as the Saints lead by 2, what do you think they need to do better as we go into the second half to try and pull away with this ball game?
I think turnovers are a factor in this game. Right now, Carroll has 10 turnovers, and that's too many. And Okeke has 4 of them. So he's trying to do too much. And of course, a couple of those were lobs to him, and he wasn't able to control the lob. So that's a little bit unfair. But Montana Tech has 14 turnovers. And I promise you, that is too many. And Diallo, who is one of their very best players, he's got 5 of them.
Wow.
And that's one of the things that you're looking at halftime. I mean, every time you turn it over, that's a possession you didn't get a chance to get a shot or get a foul, and chances are they might have got a breakout. So Carroll needs to quit turning the ball over, try to get their break going under control. They like that early offensive stuff. Keep fronting the low post game of Montana Tech, and then I think Montana Tech is a little bit more physical on the offensive boards. Even though each team has 5, Montana Tech is really physical on those boards. Carroll has to really be physical and box out.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take one more break, but when we come back, we have the second half for you as the Saints lead 29-27. Thanks for listening to the Halftime Show, brought to you by Kevin Dunn and Terry White, financial advisors at Dunn Financial Solutions, here on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
Boy, they contest passes. They won't let us run much of our offense. When we're fronting the low post, we can't get a touchdown there. So it's both. They got 14, we got 10. Diallo has 5.
Kenny, can you make this a 2.5-minute break?
Work.
Thank you. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. back for the second half. It's Daniel Sally and Gary Turcotte coming to you live from the PE Center inside the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth. It's a 29-27 Carroll lead on the Capital Collision scoreboard. And coming out of the timeout, 5 on the floor for Tech. It'll be Panabaker, Diallo, Hughes, England, and Collins. For the Saints, Slovankanen, Flowers, Campbell, Okeke, and Warp. Taking it up will be Shamrock Campbell. Saints working left to right across your radio dials as we come in for the first half, or for the second half, excuse me. Slovankanen posts up on the block, and he knocks it down, extend that lead to 4 real quick.
That was an ISO for Slovankanen, and Montana Tech did not double it, and they did double that effectively the first half.
Hughes passes it over to Diallo. Diallo over to the wing, now inside. Taylor England with it. England posts up, turn around, off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Slovankanen, and the Saints get it back. 31-27, that's a 4-point lead to start the second half. Campbell working his way up the wing. Campbell off the screen, he goes to the middle of the court, now over to Flowers. Flowers on the wing. Now to Okeke, over to Campbell. Campbell off the pick. He works his way back to the middle of the court. Now to Flowers he goes. Inside, Slovankanen. 4 on the shot clock. He does a little up and under, and he knocks it down. Jovan Slovankanen with another bucket. 33-27.
They had him doubled, and then one of the guys in the double team left, and you should never leave. Keep him doubled. He's too good.
Especially with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah.
Sindhu Diallo up the court. Diallo kicks it out. With it is Panabaker. Panabaker kicks it. Collins drives, puts up a runner off the glass, and that one's good. Darius Collins with a quick bucket for the Orediggers.
And he had a nice game the last time against Carroll the second half. He didn't do much the first half here, but he's a nice player. Played at Missoula Hellgate, I believe, for Jeff Hayes.
Yes, he did. I think I got him down for Hellgate. As we look at him, Hellgate High School. 3-pointer up on the other end from Campbell. Got it. Shamrock Campbell feeling lucky from downtown. 36-29. The Saints get their lead up to 7 points with 18 minutes left here in this ball game. With it is Panabaker. Up the court he goes. He passes it off to Hughes. Now to Diallo. Diallo on the near wing right in front of us here at the PE Center. As he makes his way to the middle of the court, he drives. Puts it on the ground. Looks to put it up. Backdoor pass. Nice feed as he finds Panabaker. Panabaker can't finish the layup, and he knocks it down does not knock it down. It's pulled down by Dane Warp, and Campbell is up to the other end running point for the Saints. Ifani Okeke with it. Puts it on the ground. He drives. Stops. Kicks it out to Campbell. Now to Slovankanen. Slovankanen posting up. He's guarded by Panabaker. He turns around, puts it up, and he will be fouled. Jovan Slovankanen will go to the line to shoot 2. And I'll go ahead and take this time to catch my breath. As
Carroll's very effective. Daniel Carroll very effective, as we got a timeout here, of getting the ball to Jovan on the left block looking in, and that's where he loves to get it.
30-second timeout here on the floor, so we'll go ahead and keep it right here. But we talked about the first 3 minutes. Every time we're on there, we talk about the first 3 minutes of the second half.
Yeah.
And here we are, about 2 minutes, 40 seconds, so almost there. And a very strong first 3 minutes for the Saints as they're on a 7-2 run to start the half, led mostly by Jovan Slovankanen.
And it'll be interesting what Adam Hughes, the Montana Tech coach, does here now to keep Jovan from getting a catch over there on that side. And if he does get it, I think you have to bring the double team right away. Right away. I don't think you can wait. It's got to come right away. You got to get the ball out of his hands. He's just too good.
Yeah, Jovan off to a hot start. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 when we come back from the timeout, as he'll be able to run down the court. There's a couple little kiddos out there. They'll put on the big shorts. They'll put on the big jersey. They'll put on the big shoes, and the first to make a layup will win the contest. But go ahead and looking at some stats here in the second half. Slovankanen already in double figures with 12. Behind a little bit on his rebounding, only with 4, but I'm sure he'll finish the game with 11 and won't think twice. For Dane Warp, he's got 7 points tonight. Not his normal big scoring night, but he's playing hard, he's playing good defense, and what he's doing is he's rebounding and he's setting up his teammates. And that's what Dane Warp does best. He doesn't have to be scoring a lot to be having a good game.
Exactly. He's a very efficient passer, and he can also finish, and he draws so much attention. And I think Collins has done a pretty good job so far on him tonight. He's a very good defender, and that's an interesting matchup, watching those two guys go at each other.
back from the timeout. 17-20 left in the first half. It's 36-29. Carroll leads Montana Tech. Slavankinen step into the line. They get a tap on the shoulder. Coach Van Dies feeling high and mighty after his award. Thinks he can walk by and bump me while I'm on live radio.
Well, he should feel good.
Slavankinen will step to the line for another free throw. Up to an 8-point lead now, and now a 9-point lead. So a 9-2 run for the Saints to start out the half. They lead 38-29. Tech swings it around. With it up top is Panabaker. Panabaker up to Collins. Collins drives with it. Looks to put one up. Instead, he kicks it out. Three-pointer up. And that one's no good from Hughes. Rebound England. England gets it out to Diallo. Diallo looks to drive. Instead, gives it to Hughes. Slashing baseline. He goes to put it up. And it's no good from Panabaker. Offensive rebound England. And he gets an easy putback for two. Taylor England makes this a 7-point ball game once again. 38-31.
And we talked about the strength of Tech on the offensive boards. And they showed it right there.
Up with the ball is Shamrock Campbell. Okeke now backdoor to Slavankinen. Puts it up off the glass, and he knocks it down for two.
And that was a high-low. That was a new way to get the ball to him. That's something we hadn't seen before.
Coach Paulson keeps unloading the arsenal. Is up the court. The Ore Diggers go right to left. Taylor England loses control. It's stolen by Warp. Warp gets it over to Campbell, and Campbell will slow it down and take it up the court. Shamrock Campbell, up the court he goes. He drives, kicks. Slavankinen on the near wing. Slavankinen going to post up. He's guarded by Panabaker. England ready for the double team. He comes, gets it out. Campbell's open. He knocks it down. Shamrock Campbell feeling lucky for three. And just like that, it's a double-digit lead for the Saints, 43-31. And Coach Turcotte, they say when there's a double team, that means somebody has to be wide open. That
and
time it was
Jovan
Campbell.
found him, yeah.
Great situational and floor awareness from Slavankinen. With it now on the other end is Hughes. Hughes looks to drive. Foul called on Hughes, or excuse me, on
Flowers.
That'll be on Flowers. Oh, correction, they're going to get Okeke with that. Brendan Temple will check in, as well as Troy Owens. Inbounding the ball will be Sindhu Diallo from the baseline. Diallo looking for something. He sends a long pass out to the corner to Collins. Collins cross court to Owens. Owens picked up quickly. Now they'll call a foul on Flowers. As Flowers closed out on the pass a little too hard. Called him on the floor. That'll be Flowers' first. Only the second team foul for Carroll here in the first 5 minutes of this second half. 15:32 left in the half. 43-31. Saints lead by 12. Diallo inbounds it off the foul. Gets it right back. England sets him a screen. Diallo looks to get around Temple, and Temple's called for a foul on the floor.
And Carroll's got to be careful here. Those fouls add up quick, and all of a sudden, you know, they're shooting free throws.
You're going to get them in the bonus, and
Yeah.
you're also going to get some of your best players in foul trouble.
Yeah. But the bonus, I always worry about the bonus, getting into that the second half too early.
And you can score points with no time running.
Yeah.
Now. Diallo up the court. He sends it to the corner. Three-pointer up, and Panabaker buries it. So just like that, it was a double-digit lead. Now it's back to single digits, 43-34.
Yeah.
Campbell taking it up the court. Goes to the wing, looking for Slavankinen, tipped out of bounds by Taylor England.
And
go ahead.
they're putting England on Slavankinen now. They're putting their post player on Slavankinen, their biggest guy. And that'll be a different matchup. We haven't seen that.
Campbell up the court, he goes to Warp. Warp goes baseline, up and under, off the glass, can't get it to fall. Temple tips it out, and the foul is called on. Brendan Temple, okay. So that'll be a turnover by the Saints for the offensive fouls. Temple was going for the rebound and got a little too handsy going over the top.
And that's 4 fouls already Carroll has.
They're going to be in the bonus in no time.
Yeah, you just hate to see that.
Inbounding is Panabaker. Sindhu Diallo will run point for Tech. Taking it up is Diallo. Diallo over to England. England looks to drive, puts it on the ground. Blocked by Slavankinen. England gets his own rebound though and puts it in. 4-2. It's back to a 7-point game. 43-36. The Saints lead. Here comes Shamrock Campbell quickly up the court. guarded by Diallo. This Tech defense getting overwhelming on the Saints as they look to move the ball around. Ramirez takes it in the middle, picks up his dribble, goes to Warp. Warp looking to get going offensively, drives, spin move, off the rim, no good. Warp gets his own rebound, puts it in for two. Nice move by Dane Warp. He would not be stopped
That
there.
was a tough shot. That was a 360 spin. And he got back to balance and got a good angle on that shot.
45-36, Carroll leads. 14 minutes left in the ball game. Diallo takes it up the court. He looks to drive, guarded by Campbell. He puts it up, no good. Good defense by Campbell. Slovankinen tips the rebound out to Warp, and Warp brings it down. Warp over to Campbell. Campbell looks for Slovankinen and hits it in the head and goes out of bounds. Now immediate timeout is called, so 45-36. Saints lead by 9. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. We'll have the final 13 minutes coming to you when we come back here on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Back from the timeout, it's Daniel Sally and Gary Turcotte here, and Nate McGree from the football team. If you're listening, you won the scholarship drawing, but you weren't here, so now you don't win, and that's too bad. But Nate McGree, a stud linebacker for the Carroll football team, his older brother Connor, good friend of mine, one of my roommates actually.
Nate is one of those guys that can make a big play for you.
Oh, he's so explosive.
He just has that knack. He'll get that interception, pick up a fumble, run for a touchdown.
Back from the timeout, we are 45-36. Inbounding the ball is Montana Tech. Christian Jones will take it up the court. After the turnover before the timeout, it was Campbell looking for a cross-court pass, a quick little lob over to Slovankinen. Slovankinen was looking away, and it hit off his head and went out of bounds. Ramirez, Slovankinen, Warp, and Campbell, 5 on the floor with Flowers for Coach Paulson. Quick up and over bucket for Montana Tech, and their offense is starting to find their form. 45-38, it's a 7-point lead for the Saints. Campbell takes it up, gives it to Ramirez, now to Warp on the wing. Warp working his way up to the middle of the floor, now to Flowers. Flowers working his way to the top of the key. He drives it, and a foul is called. That'll be on Troy Owens, and it'll be on the floor.
Montana Tech has run that play that they just scored on a couple of times. They fake an on-ball screen, and the screener cuts to the basket. And they've got Carroll a couple of times on that.
Flowers inbounds it up top to Ramirez. Ramirez gives it to Slovankinen. Now we'll have that point forward look for Slovankinen as he'll take advantage of the matchup on England and try an ISO. He drives, puts it up. It's blocked by England. Rebound Ramirez. 7 on the shot clock. Saints got to hurry. Ramirez goes up with it. No good. And it's rebounded by Panabaker. Panabaker gets it up the court for Montana Tech. He gives it over to England. Now over to Jones. Jones gets it over to the wing. Now inside to England. England posting up on Slovankinen. Gets by him, puts up a little runner, no good. He gets his own rebound off the glass, no good again. Long rebound, this time brought down by Flowers. And Taylor England, no bucket to show for it there, but that guy's a monster. Dane Warp on the other end, puts it up, draws the foul, and Warp will shoot 2. Warp getting ready to go to the line. And as Warp steps to the line, we'll remind you that Carroll basketball is brought to you in part by Overland Express Restaurant and Lounge, your all-American style restaurant serving the Helena community since 1975. Eagle Tire and Auto Service, understanding customer needs yesterday, today, and every day across from Eagle Lube Express on North Montana. as Warp makes his first free throw. And D.A. Davidson and company, believing in hands-on investing in students and financial education each year since 1985. And Mattress Firm, Montana's largest Tempur-Pedic retailer, where it's easy to get a great night's sleep. Warp makes his second, puts the Saints back in a 9-point lead, and I tell you, it seems like Tech has chipped away at this lead more than they actually have.
Carroll's not going to blow this team out. Tech's too tough, too physical, too deep, and Tech is deep. Yeah, Tech is a little deeper than Carroll.
It just seems like when Tech gets a couple buckets,
yeah.
I feel like they're only down 2, and then I look up and it's still 9 points. So Carroll doing a good job holding him off right now as Flowers knocks it loose. It's stolen by Flowers. He gets it up to Slavankinen. Slavankinen looks for Ramirez, kicks it back to Campbell. Campbell for 3. No good. Ramirez went to get the rebound. A foul called on the rebound on the Saints.
Ooh.
And that'll be their 15th foul. And that's on Ramirez.
Oh, he might have.
I don't.
Yeah, the coaches aren't protesting, so maybe so.
Yeah, I didn't really see it from
We
here.
didn't get a good look at it, but that's the 5th foul.
Taking it up the court is Sindhu Diallo. Diallo picked up by Flowers. Guarded at midcourt. Diallo tries to get by Flowers, instead pulls it out. Now he's picked up by Slavankinen. Gets Panabaker. Panabaker goes by Ramirez, flicks up a runner, and knocks it down for 2. Flowers will take the ball up again. Dennis Flowers picked up by Owens. Flowers over to Ramirez. Ramirez on the wing with it now. Jab step over to Hillman. Hillman out to Slavankinen. Slavankinen jab steps, pulls it back, looks to post up on England, takes it back again. 7 on the shot clock for the Saints. Slavankinen brings it in, turn around, off the glass, cock to me, nice. Jovan Slavankinen for 2.
That's just beautiful to watch. That is really good stuff.
11 minutes left in the first half, or second half. The scoreboard still says first half, so someone needs to change that, because I know we're in the second half of this game. I'm not living in a time warp. As Taylor England has it on the wing. He looks to make his way in, guarded by Ramirez. England passes it off. Panabaker, easy look. He puts it off the glass for 2. Shamrock Campbell will take it back to the other end. It's a 7-point Carroll lead. 10.5 minutes left, and Carroll continuing to find their shots. Flowers, crossover, pull up from the elbow. Got it. My gosh, babyface buckets for 2.
And he likes that middle game off the dribble. He loves that. I mean, that's a kid that's played a million games of basketball, can make those kinds of plays.
He drives baseline this time. It was Owens, blocked, pinned off the glass, and I'm not sure which one got a hand on it because Slavankinen, Campbell, and Hillman were all right there. But the Saints get it back after the block, 51-42. They lead by 9 with 10 minutes left with a chance to add. Slavankinen, guarded by England, on the wing, thinks about the 3, puts it on the ground, gets by him, spin move, back to the basket, and he'll get called for a travel. Okeke will check in. Warp will check in as well.
Daniel, Montana Tech is one of the deeper teams that I've seen. They're 9 deep. And those 9 guys, they don't lose much. Fatigue could be a factor. Carroll is not that deep. Carroll is 8 deep.
Jones takes it up the court and goes to Diallo. Diallo, running point, guarded by Flowers. Diallo on the wing. Gets by Okeke. It's tipped out by Warp into the hands of Collins. Collins, guarded by Slavankinen, passes it over to Owens. Owens back to Collins. Collins at the top of the key. Gets it over to Owens.
Oh.
Owens with a hurl of a 3.
That was
and he did the same thing when they played last time.
You just don't think he's going to shoot it.
He has a little clutch in his shot.
And that was a tough shot, a big one.
Big one indeed, as it makes it a 6-point ball game.
The shot clock was running down. It didn't look like they had anything going.
51-45. Carroll still leads by 6. 9 minutes left in the ball game. Dane Warp with it. Warp to the wing. He looks for Slavankinen, finds him going backdoor. Slavankinen almost loses it. Back to Warp. Warp's got to get something for himself as he drives in, puts up the runner, and he beats the shot clock, but it hits the rim and rolls out no good. 51-45, still your score. The Saints still in the lead, and it's dribbled out of bounds as it was Diallo running up the court, hit it off his own knee, then it hit off Dane Warp's knee out of bounds. Last touch by the Saints. Timeout called by Coach Paulson. We'll go ahead and see if 30 are full here.
I think that's a good timeout for Carroll there. Daniel, they're getting a little stagnant, a little bit too much Jovan. They need to get a little better ball movement, and we got a timeout here.
Full timeout. We'll step aside for 60. Saints lead 51-45. Final 8.5 minutes when we come back on Rewind 94.9. Back from the timeout, it's Daniel Sally and Gary Turcotte here at the PE Center inside the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth. 51-45. Carroll leads Montana Tech. Final 8:44 here, coming to you on your home for the Saints Rewind 94.9 as it's Montana Tech ball out of the timeout. Inbounding is Christian Jones. Jones inbounds. England up and under, and he knocks it down. Taylor England's having himself a heck of a half as he's now in double figures with 11. And a technical foul is called. So England got the bucket to give a lot of momentum back to Tech, and it looks like they're going to get Coach Hyatt here for a technical foul. Yes, it'll be on the Tech bench. And wow, what a momentum shift is.
Well,
it seemed like Tech was taking it all back, and now Carroll's going to get 2 free throws in the ball.
If you make the free throws, that's the key thing.
Either way, it'll still take the air out of the momentum a little bit.
It can. It certainly can.
Campbell steps the line for his first, and he knocks it down. He'll shoot one more. Campbell at the line, and he knocks down them both, so that'll take the Saints lead back to 6. A couple of big free throws there by Shamrock.
Those are important free throws because if you miss them, the momentum can go the other way. I've seen that happen. And Carroll did have the ball, so on a regular technical, then you go back to wherever you were. And Montana Tech now is going to pick up full court, try to get the momentum back.
Inbounding Slovankin in. He gets to Flowers. Flowers almost trips and loses his balance, but he pulls it back. Flowers will take it up the court. Picked up full court by Troy Owens. He's one of the better defenders in the backcourt on this Tech team. Flowers works his way to the wing. Now he goes to Warp. Warp on the wing, looking for Slovankin. Slovankin, Campbell. Flowers now again. Flowers drives, and he gets fouled. Flowers will go ahead and have a chance here, or I guess no. He put up the shot way after the foul, so I confused myself into thinking it was a shooting foul. It's not.
But that's the 15th foul on Tech, so it's 5 team fouls apiece.
I'm surprised those have leveled out because it was so staggered.
Yeah. Carroll picked up so many right off the start.
Warp gets it into Campbell. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 8:15 left in the ball game. It's Campbell. Now to Flowers. Flowers working his way to the wing. He pulls it back. Step back jumper. No good. Long rebound by Collins. Now Tech has numbers. Collins looks to get it over to Diallo. Shamrock Campbell stonewalls their offense in the middle of the break. He'll get it out to Owens. And Owens, that's a carry. Yep, Owens gets called for a carry.
Yeah, and it is.
And that one was, we talked during the girls' game about how sometimes those don't get called, but when it's like that and you kind of lose possession, you catch it, then dribble, they called it that time. 53-47, Saints lead, and they get the ball back.
And the key matchup right now is England against Jovan. And that's what's going on right now. England is guarding Jovan, and he's doing a good job right now. And if he can contain Jovan, Montana Tech can get back into this game.
Shamrock Campbell gets it to Johnny Hillman at the top of the key, goes to Warp. Warp looking to get his offense going. He brings it in, turnaround, runner no good, gets his own rebound, puts it back up. That one's no good. And a foul is called as England brings down the rebound. I believe they're going to get Jovan for a foul there. Yes, they will. That's only his first, though.
You don't see Warp miss very many of those. He missed a couple point-blank ones there.
Yeah, Warp 11 points, 7 rebounds tonight. Slavankinen leading the Saints with 18 points. Shows you how much they've gone to those two guys tonight. When they needed him most, Sindhu Diallo takes it up the court. He gets it up. It's dribbled out of bounds. Last touch by, they're going to say last touch by Okeke, as the refs conversed and decided that was the ruling. Checking into the game will be Drew Hughes. Hughes will inbound from the baseline. He'll be guarded by Okeke on the inbound. Hughes inbounds it. With it is England. He gets it to the top. Now over to the wing is Sindhu Diallo. Diallo drives, looks to put it up. It's stolen by Hillman. Nice defense by the Saints. Saints get it back. 7 minutes on the clock. Shamrock Campbell running point. Campbell over to Okeke up top. Okeke now to Warp. Warp. Slavankinen on the wing. Slavankinen. Entry pass, finds Hillman cutting backdoor. Hillman up with it off the glass. No good. Tipped back in by Okeke.
Oh, no, he's saying it was on the rim.
They're going to say basket interference. I disagree.
Ooh.
It looked like Okeke waited just long enough to tip that back in. Ooh, that's tough for the Saints, and Coach Paulson not pleased. Well, the show goes on. It's still a 6-point lead, 53-47. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left in the ball game. Three-pointer up on the other end by Owens, blocked by Okeke, brought down by Warp, and a foul called on Troy Owens as Warp brought down the block. Darius Collins will check in. Big block there by Ifani. And now both teams at 6 team fouls with 6.5 minutes left in this ball game. 53-47, the Saints lead on the Capital Collision Center scoreboard. Shamrock Campbell will run point. Campbell works his way up the floor. Passes it over to Slavankinen. Slavankinen now to Okeke. Okeke posting up. Turn around. And it's good. Ifani Okeke with the hook shot. Knocks it down. 55-47. The Saints lead is back up to 8. Tech back to the other end they go. It's Panabaker. Kicks it out. Diallo saves it from going out of bounds. They swing it around. Now it's Collins. Collins from the wing. Goes to Diallo across. Diallo for 3. Great job by Hillman getting his hand in the way of that shot. But it's tipped off the rebound. Tech gets it back. They steal the ball. Darius Collins at the top of the key now. Goes to the wing to Hughes. And Tech has it back. 22 on the shot clock. Diallo looking to the corner. With it is Hughes. Guarded by Slavankinen. Out of bounds. Last touch by Slavankinen as he tipped it out of bounds.
And Carroll in their zone right now, and they've got a couple of stops with it. Montana Tech doesn't look too comfortable right now, but it won't take them long, and they'll get more comfortable.
Inbounding will be Sindhu Diallo. He passes it in. With it is Panabaker now. Panabaker drives straight into traffic, full head of steam, draws a foul on Okeke. That's foul number 7. Panabaker will go shoot 1-on-1.
And what Tech's doing right now, they're just lowering their shoulder and driving, and they're going to make the referees make the calls.
Panabaker steps to the line. As the crowd chants his name, Dylan, they say. Panabaker's free throw is up and good, and Carroll Basketball is brought to you in part by HCO Indoor Shooting Range and Gun Store, your state-of-the-art indoor shooting range, offering 8 shooting lanes in a controlled atmosphere. Capital City Realty, when service matters, call on the home team. And A1 Rentals, they've got the equipment you need for every project on Cedar Street next to Party Plus. And last but not least, Gold Island Casino. The luck starts here. A timeout called by Coach Paulson. It's a full timeout, so we'll step aside for 60 seconds as the Saints lead 55-49, final 5.5 minutes when we come back here on Rewind 94.9. Back from the timeout, it's Daniel Sally and Gary Turcotte here at the PE Center inside the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth. And Johnny Hillman out of the timeout will inbound it from the baseline. The Saints have the ball, 5.5 minutes left. Hillman inbounds, gets it to Campbell. Campbell will take it up for the Saints, and their offense is in business. Campbell up the court quickly he goes. Campbell to the wing. Over to Warp now. Dane Warp with it, shot clock down to 15. 5:15 left in the ball game. Hillman to Campbell. Campbell inside of Slavankinen. Slavankinen on England. He jab steps, drives baseline, beats him, puts it up, and he's blocked. Last touch by Montana Tech. Carroll will keep it on the baseline, but they'll only have 2 seconds on the shot clock. Dane Warp will inbound for the Saints. They need to do something quick here. So they look for Campbell. Warp inbounds it to Slavankinen for 3. Got it! Jovan Slavankinen, big clutch from the kid. 58-49, he gets the Saints back up to a 9-point lead. Unbelievable. Jovan's been clutch tonight as Tech takes it up to the other end. Sindhu Diallo, backdoor pass. Taylor England, easy bucket. And they keep going back to Taylor England. He's got 13.
Well, that's the matchup here tonight. Taylor England is a force.
Taking it up the court is Jovan Slavankinen. He gives it over to Campbell. Shamrock Campbell on the wing. He goes to Slavankinen. Slavankinen drives, full head of steam. Looks to give it off to Okeke. It's stolen by Panabaker. Panabaker up the court quickly for Montana Tech. Now at the 4:15 mark in this ball game. Collins moves it over to Hughes. Hughes over the top to England. England up with it off the glass, and that's good for 2. Taylor England continues to get buckets tonight. 58 to 53. The Saints lead still at 5 points. Slavankinen working his way up the wing. He comes off the screen, goes to Warp. Warp on the wing, he drives, puts it up, no good. Okeke looks to get the rebound. It's stolen though by Tech. And then Okeke knocks it loose. He punches it out like Charles Tillman.
Well, Tech has had a few of those to Carroll. Carroll finally got one of their own.
Warp with
just
it now.
Hustle. They're just hustle buckets.
Warp with it now. He goes to Slavankinen. Back to Warp. Warp thinks about it from 3, but pulls it back. Collins doing a great job on Warp, who drives, puts up a runner. Got it! Dane Warp, 4-2, 60 to 53. He gets the Saints lead back up to 7. Here comes Diallo up the court. Diallo looking for England. England picked up by Warp, and I think Tech will like this matchup as England posts up. Slavankinen help defense. Pass over to Panabaker. He puts it up, and that's good for 2. And Tech working that high-low game, getting the ball to Panabaker and Taylor England as a timeout is called. When we come back, we'll have the final 3 minutes of basketball for you here. Saints lead by 5, 60 to 55 on Rewind 94.9. Back from the timeout, it's Daniel Sally and Gary Turcotte here at the PE Center inside the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth as it's a 60 to 55 Saints lead. 3 minutes left in the ball game. The Saints looking to hold on as they're playing clutch down the stretch of this ball game, but Tech continues to bounce back with buckets. 3 minutes left, 5-point Saints lead, and Coach Turcotte, this matchup has really cracked up to the expectations, I'd say.
Well, England right now is dominating the game. There's just no dealing with him. He's just too big and too strong, and Carroll is undersized. They don't really have a matchup for him. and he's drawing the double team and then finding the open player. If you don't double team him, then he gets it to the rim.
Shamrock Campbell up the court he goes. He gets it to Warp, back to Campbell. Campbell on the wing. Campbell drives, kicks to Warp. Warp looking for Ramirez back door. Instead finds Campbell. Campbell slashing. And wow, he's going to get fouled and go to line for 2. But Shamrock Campbell, we always talk about how athletic he is, but it doesn't show a lot in his game sometimes because he plays a very fluid, I'm not going to say slow, but a fluid, fundamentally sound brand of basketball.
Oh, he's solid.
That
the
time
word
right
is,
there,
the word is solid.
He's so solid.
Yeah.
And that time there, he shot across that baseline.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah.
He'll go to the line for 2 now. His first one is up, and it's good. Oh, I
Rattled.
almost jinxed him.
You almost jinxed him.
But he'll get one more, 61-55. He makes the lead back to 6 for the Saints. 2:45 left in the ball game. And his second one's good. So Campbell hits the pair. Taking it up is Hughes. Hughes gets it to Diallo. Diallo up the court. Running point is Sindhu Diallo. He's got 9 points, so scoreless in the second half is Diallo. Saints did a good job adjusting to him. Collins takes a step back. Foul called though. That'll be on
Ramirez.
So
they put Gavin Ramirez on him, and there was a little bit of contact, not a ton, but they did get the foul. England is just a guy right now. He's unhandleable, and they're going to go to him every single time, which they should.
England at the line now. He puts it up and he knocks down his first. Second one on the way for Taylor England, and Taylor England, I'm sure he loves playing these games at Carroll, being a Helena High grad, just a local product. It's right down the road in Butte, but always nice to get home, I'm sure, for him. So he puts up his second, and he misses. Rebounded by Ramirez. Campbell taking it up the court. Makes the defender fall. He gets it inside to Ramirez. Ramirez goes underneath, off the glass, and it's good. Gavin Ramirez, the freshman, coming in clutch. 2 minutes left in the ballgame, and the Saints have an 8-point lead. They continue to make clutch shot after clutch shot as Sindhu Diallo takes it up to the other end. Diallo, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Slavankinen. He gives it off to Campbell. Campbell goes to Slavankinen. Back to Campbell. We got something going on here. I'm not really sure what it is.
I think Hughes has got a bloody nose.
Oh, he does have a bloody nose.
Yeah.
He just walked by us. Don't get the blood on the court, please.
Yeah.
He corrects himself with his hand. He'll go meet with the trainers and get cleaned up.
Hughes is a very nice player, very under control, makes shots, good defender, real good defender.
He's been playing well tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these guys have been playing well tonight on both teams. Hillman inbounds it. Warp gives it to Campbell. Campbell works his way to the middle of the floor. Gets it to the wing to Hillman. Now to Warp, back to Hillman. Swings it around. Campbell for 3. Got it! Shamrock Campbell feeling lucky. And just like that, the Saints lead is back at 11 points. Double digits here in the final minute 20. And Coach Paulson is fired up calling out his defense. As, man, I can't wait to hear from him after the game as his team showing a strong performance here. Dane Warp guarding Darius Collins. He passes it over to Panabaker, who drives off the glass, and he knocks it down, gets the bucket.
I think he got an and one.
Yep, Panabaker, big shot. And Dylan Panabaker's been great tonight. That's going to give him 15 points and
really played
free
well.
throw with a chance for 16. Panabaker at the line. Puts up his free throw, and he knocks it down. So big shot from Panabaker. Timeout called by Tech. And they'll let's see if it's a full or 30. Full timeout, so we'll go ahead and step aside for 1 minute. When we come back, the final minute of this ball game, up by 8, the Saints are 67-59. We're back in 60 on Rewind 94.9. We're back from the timeout, 67 to 59. The Saints lead. It's Daniel Sally and Gary Turcotte here at the PE Center inside the Cochran Insurance broadcast booth. 67 to 59. The Saints lead with 1:06 left in the ball game. With it right now, inbounding is Hillman. Hillman inbounds it. Oh, no, he doesn't inbound it. He calls a timeout. He hesitated, pump fake to Warp. And another timeout called. We'll just go ahead and keep this one here, and we'll break down what's going on for you here. 67 to 59. It's an 8-point lead for Carroll. And every time Tech's come down with a bucket, it's been Carroll goes back to the other end, and we've seen Campbell hit big shots. We've seen Warp hit big shots. Ramirez had a big shot. I mean, you go down the line, Slavankinen had that 3 at the end of the shot clock.
Yeah, that was huge.
At about the 4-minute
That might
mark.
have been the big, with 2 seconds left on the shot clock on an out-of-bounds play, and Jovan hit a 3.
Flipped it up, yeah, buried it.
Yeah, and the Carroll at that time, I think, was ahead by 4, and that made it 7. If I'm not, and they might have been ahead by 5, and that made it 8. But it was pretty tight right there.
And it's tough for Jovan to find looks in the second half. Taylor England, arguably the best defender in the conference, playing him one-on-one. But he's still found his way to the hoop. He's gotten some free throws. He's gotten some shots. And the Saints are in a good position now as Hillman is inbounding the ball from the timeout. Gets it into Campbell. Back to Hillman. Saints looking to break the full court press. Campbell looking up court. Bounce pass to Warp, and the Saints are in the clear. They get past half court. Still lead by 8. In now, backdoor pass. Ramirez off the glass and 1. Gavin Ramirez, the freshman, making a big play to give the Saints a 10-point
Gavin
lead.
Ramirez has been a force. What Carroll did, they brought him in to guard England. Excuse me, and nobody else was able to do much with England. And he has slowed England down. He has guarded him, and he's made 2 big plays here in the last couple of minutes. Finished around the basket. Now he has a chance to get an and one.
Well, I know the phrase you always use with Gavin Ramirez. You say he can guard. Well, tonight he did guard. He guarded multiple positions.
He can
and
guard.
while Ramirez is going to finish this game with 7 points, sometimes it's beyond what you put up in the scoring box. And he's just been great tonight as Diallo gets coast to coast quickly. And the Saints will face another full court press. Inbounding is Hillman. He goes to Campbell, back to Hillman, now to Campbell again. Saints looking to get it across half court, and Campbell draws the foul on Panabaker. And that'll send Shamrock Campbell to the line for a 1-and-1 with a chance to basically put this game away as it's a 9-point Carroll lead with 43 seconds left. Campbell stepping the free throw line. KK will check in. And Tech only has 1 timeout left. Carroll with 2. Ramirez will come out of the game, and he gets a well-deserved round of applause.
Well, he certainly deserves it.
We got a good crew of Carroll fans that sit right behind us here every game at the PE Center, led by our friend John Lagerquist sitting in the front row over there.
Well, he did the Carroll basketball games for, I think he told me, like 25 years.
Yeah, basketball and football.
And
right?
football, yeah, pretty close to 25.
And before that, it was second free throw good from Campbell. But before that, it was Frank Montebello, my good friend at the Montana Radio Company. He did some play-by-play for Carroll too.
Yes, he did.
Full timeout called, so we'll take a 60-second break. When we come back, final 43 seconds. Saints lead by 11 here on Rewind 94.9. .43 and a half seconds left in the ballgame. Daniel Sally and Gary Turcotte here to bring that action to you on your home for the Saints, Rewind 94.9, as Coach Paulson calls a timeout following the bucket. Inbounding will be Panabaker. It's an 11-point Carroll lead, 72-61. Saints looking for their third win in a row before they go on the road for a tough ball game at LC on Friday night. Taking up the court is is Tech. Diallo drives, puts in the shot, off the glass and knocks it down. Timeout called. That'll be a full timeout. And we'll go ahead and keep it here as 72-63. It's a nine-point lead for the Saints with 33 seconds left. And don't forget, Saints fans, of course, Friday it's a Frontier Conference doubleheader between Carroll and LC at Lewis Clark State. I'll be on the call for that one. And also on Monday, we're going to have a signing day special where you can tune in and listen to myself as I'm joined by Coach Purcell, Coach Haynes, Coach Bandelow, Coach Castens, and Coach Bannistill of the football team to discuss their newest recruiting class here in the class of 2020, or the Fight Club 2020 as they call it. And I'll look forward to hearing about that and covering that, as we'll have a live audience at Muni Sports Grill, so don't forget to tune into that. If you can't make it to Muni's, it's on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. You'll be able to hear it on those avenues, as it's going to be a fun night. Carroll fans will be coming out in full force. And come out to Muni's. They got great food. They got good burgers. They got waffle fries. They got a cheese steak. I mean, you go down the list. They got it all.
I like their burger.
Yeah, I know, and I'll tell you, Frank Montebello at the Montana Radio Company, he likes their burger too. He's told me that. He called it Mooney's, but he told me he liked their burger. And Frank, you can get mayonnaise on a burger for him. He'll eat it. Inbounding the ball is Johnny Hillman. Back from the timeout. Hillman, Warp, Okeke, Slavankinen, and Campbell, 5 on the floor for the Saints. Inbounds pass is tipped loose by Kikebush, and Hillman brings it down. Hillman looks to get it across half court. He finally gets it over to Campbell. Campbell crosses half court, fouled by Kikebush. Campbell will shoot free throws, 2 of them to be exact. And after that, that'll just about do it with 24 and a half seconds left. And an admirable performance by this Carroll basketball team.
Really a very well-played second half. I mean, at halftime, I think there wasn't anybody that thought this would be a 10-point ball game. I mean, they're just 2 very evenly played teams. Carroll just played awfully well the second half.
Campbell's first free throw is up and good as Panabaker checks back in along with Owens. Campbell will have one more, looking to make it an 11-point ball game. And
when all's said and done, Shamrock's going to have some pretty good numbers.
Yes, he's playing a fantastic game
Yeah.
as he sinks it. He's got 18 points.
Yeah.
Taking it up is Diallo. Diallo picked up by Hillman. He draws the foul. That'll be on Johnny Hillman. And so this game will continue with 20 seconds left, as we'll have 2 free throws from Sindhu Diallo. And just looking at this season so far for Carroll men's basketball, they started out hot, 5-0 in conference play. They lose 3 in a row. Things look like they might be crashing down. They lost a heartbreaker at Providence, where they really did play well in that game, as the first free throw's up and good from Diallo. But now all of a sudden they go to Rocky, get a nice convincing win there by 15. Yep. They win by 8 at their place on Friday night against Western, so that's awesome. And here they are tonight, about to get another win against the rivalry, and just like that, the Saints are back.
Yeah, they got a chance to win the league again.
Diallo,
I mean, LC, I think they have probably more talent than anybody.
LC and Providence.
Yeah. Yeah, I think LC is deeper than anybody, and they have a legit big 6'9" guy that nobody's got, a guy that good. Hashley is really good for Providence, but he's 6'6". Yeah. Yeah, and this.
If you're over 6'8", you're doing damage.
Yeah.
If you can play.
Yeah.
Okeke at the line, and I'll tell you, one of my favorite players to watch in the conference is Demeek Mitchell from LC. And
yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing him play again as Okeke makes his first. The point guard for LC, he's been awesome for the last couple years. I mean, I've watched him play a number of times. Okeke's second free throw's up and no good, but Frontier Conference just loaded with some superstar talent. You got Diallo, Warp, England, Okeke with the block right there. That was unbelievable. But you got Darko Kelly, you got Brandon Cotton. I mean, just go down the list. It's just a superstar-studded league. But as I was on my tangent there, Ifeanyi Okeke jumped, almost hit his head on the ceiling and blocked the shot, sent it out of bounds. And down to the other end, Diallo takes it in, and a foul's called on the shot. Not really sure why you need to call a foul there. Not enough contact where it's obvious. And there's 5 seconds left, and it's a 10-point game. Diallo will go to the line regardless, though. He'll shoot 2, and Diallo ended up with 15 right now, looking to make it 17. But he had 9 at half and hardly scored.
Until the last couple of minutes where he got to the foul line here, Shamrock Campbell did an awfully nice job guarding him tonight.
Between that and looking at what the girls did in their game, stopping Mesa Williams, it's been across the board for both teams, a really good defensive effort by Carroll College basketball, men and women today. Free throws missed. Okeke gets the rebound, and that'll do it for tonight's ball game. 75-66 is your final score on the Capital Collision Center scoreboard. The Saints complete the sweep with Tech, girls and guys, by 9 points in this one. And when we come back, we'll have the post-game show built by Builders First Source here on your home for the Saints, Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.